You're not a boy anymore. You're a man who's been playing pretend, and you know it. You know that knot in your gut at the end of the day when you built nothing, you've done nothing. That quiet shame when you scroll past another man still chasing his highs like he's 19 years old. That ache when you look at your wife, your kids, or that empty space where legacy should be, and you realize you spent years drifting instead of leading. You feel the weight? You've always felt it, but you've spent your adult life running from it. Like it's optional. It's not. You ever notice how the Bible doesn't do participation trophies? 1 Corinthians, I believe it's chapter 16, around halfway through 13, 14. It doesn't say, be watchful if you feel like it. It says, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. That's not a suggestion. That's a command. And right now, most of you are failing at it. You don't want to be. You just haven't figured out how to get moving again. But can you agree you're not a boy anymore? Can you agree that you feel that way? That you've always felt it? Can you admit that you've been running from it? How about we make that stop today? Or you could just stay small forever. It's your choice. Just take a look around. This world is rigged to keep you weak, for sure. I can prove it because you're getting your notifications on your phone, every 12 seconds, seems like. The P word is numbing your brain, probably. It's numbing your soul, absolutely. And all your feeds that tell you that you're enough, you're popular, while quietly stealing your future, stealing your prime. You're living with a culture that says, you do you be the best you can be, and you're a king, right? And then laughs when you end up 35 years old and still lost. What's the result of all this? Millions of men, with jobs. They got phones, they got their freedom, and they got zero backbone. They're breathing, but they're ghosts. Question, when was the last time you sat in silence? No phone, no music, no escape, and you just let the truth in. And you let it in and it hit you square in the chest. It might hurt a little bit. Might not have felt very good. Because silence terrifies some men. Because it forces you to face the weight that you've been dodging. And the Bible says straight up in Galatians 6, verse 5, each one should carry their own load. Can't avoid that one. It doesn't say if it's convenient, not when you feel ready. Just carry it. Pretty simple. Or you could just watch everything that you love slowly die and fade away. That's an option. That is an option. Maybe some of you are taking that way out. I hope not. We hear it a lot. No excuses. We do. But I think we're still pretty good at creating excuses, even if they're silent ones to ourselves. I talked previous video about clarity and how clarity is the fight. It's a real fight to understand clarity in your life. And here's the part you don't want to hear. Clarity isn't cozy. Clarity is typically war. It's declaring war on the distractions, the excuses, the soft version of yourself that's very comfortable, the one that you've been babying very well. It's sitting in the quiet and admitting, I've been small. I've been scared. I've been hiding behind screens and stories, the proverbial, I'll do it tomorrow. But once you stop lying to yourself and once you start to cut out the noise and let the truth land, something unbreakable starts. You see the trail. You see the load that's yours and yours alone. And you begin to realize this weight isn't punishment. It's the forge. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. His might, not yours, but you've got to step into it. Yeah, clarity's not cozy. Clarity's war. That means you might have to make it bleed. I remember my dad. He carried it. You talk about somebody who'd carry a load. Unbelievable. Farm didn't care about his opinions, his mood swings. All the bills didn't care about his excuses that he might be able to come up with. You didn't hear any of those. Raising kids don't care about your comfort either. He just carried it. You never knew he had it. And I can hear him saying to this day, he always had this saying, he loved saying this, for the love of mud, quit running and pick up your load. I'd always look around for a load, and he was talking about the proverbial load, the responsibility. And he wasn't being cute about it. He was telling the truth. You run from the load and it crushes everything behind you. Over the last few years, I've been watching my kids, especially my sons in the months prior to this, stepping into manhood because they're becoming fathers. They're stepping into fatherhood, both newborn daughters in recent weeks and months. That weight's landed on them. And I know if they drift, if they hide behind these screens of comfort this modern world puts in front of us, like too many men do and have, that those little girls will grow up thinking men are optional, that love is temporary, that leadership is a myth. But thank God they're not drifting. They're picking up their love. They're owning it, being present, steady, responsible from day one. And I'm proud as hell of them. I won't let that legacy stop with them. And I'm not letting it stop with you. So here it is. No more games. No more someday. What weight are you still refusing to carry? The marriage that you've let rot? The kids you've half shown up for? How about the body that you've surrendered to the couch? The purpose that you've never named because it might demand everything from you. It might demand your whole life. Stop negotiating. Stop lying. Pick it up. Stop hiding. Pick it up. It will hurt. It will cost you. It will demand everything. But it will also make you real. And here are the two sentences that end regret. I own my load, and I've stopped running. Say them out loud. Mean them. Live them. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, 13 through 14. Again, because it's not optional. Be watchful. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong. Let all that you do be done in love. That's a battle cry, right? It's not poetry. Authority isn't handed out. It's taken by the men who are willing to pick up what others drop. Legacy's not inherited. It's forged when you refuse to run. You were born for this. So stop acting like you weren't. I own my load. I stopped running. Say them and mean them. Live them. You're not a boy anymore. You're a man with a weight to carry. Start today. Cut the noise, get clear, and own the load. Watch what happens. Watch what happens when a man finally stops drifting and starts leading. I need you to comment those two sentences down below. Write it down. There's no fluff in this. Just comment it. I'll read every one of them. And next week, I want you to think about this. Next week, what happens when you actually carry it now? You've picked it up. You've admitted it. You've got it. You're carrying it. Whether that's fatherhood, grandchildren even. It's the legacy, right? That outlives you. We're going to talk about that next week. Subscribe if you like what you're hearing. Subscribe if you're done being small. Get grounded. Carry the weight. Step by step. Stone by stone.